Kyrie up next, man. Back on the reaction video. This is part 2 of the video that we did yesterday. The tragic story of Wifiskeleton. Right? Okay, but if you haven't already make sure you go watch part 1 and get caught up with the whole tragedy thing about this. Well, but part 2, it's gonna get crazy. I got Reese's PCs. Gonna turn this into a PCs. That shit did not make no sense. It's okay though. Goated.
Information from him directly. In this screen recording, you can see the same screenshot that Cyrus featured in his video, but this time shown from Sherry's perspective. This revealed that the apology Cyrus presented was actually staged. Sherry had sent it to see how he would react. However, it turned out the account she messaged wasn't Cyrus directly, but rather his friend Kat, whom Cyrus had mentioned in his video. This eventually led to Sherry and Cyrus talking via Discord DMs. In those messages, Cyrus shared that he initially thought Sherry had been pressured by Jess to apologize and was hesitant to respond. Sherry assured him that she hadn't been coerced, and they can.
I'm so confused. I thought like you said you were groomed. Now you're saying you want to be with me. I don't feel comfortable right now. I feel like you're in a call streaming this, and you guys were trying to test what my response would be. But no, we can't, and we won't date. We won't ever have a flirtatious conversation again. Do not want anyone to ever think I'm a pedophile ever again.
Continue chatting. During this conversation, Cyrus openly admitted to having been involved with Sherry, contradicting his public claim that there was no explicit communication or inappropriate messages. One screenshot showed Cyrus asking Sherry to comment under his video to confirm that everything he was saying was true, but he ended up deleting that message soon after sending it. By staying on good terms with him, Sherry was able to get him to speak more openly, which ultimately led to the call featured in Cyrus's response video. Despite that, his private messages still revealed lingering doubt. After that call, which was shown in his response, Cyrus realized Cherry had tricked him and discovered she was in a group chat with Jess. Cherry then confronted him, reminding him that he had always known she was 13. All of this unfolded just 3 days before Cyrus posted his response video. Given that timeline, one would expect him to refrain from using Cherry's staged apology and her supposed confession of lying as the centerpiece of his defense. Yet, that's exactly what he did, presenting her fake apology as genuine to make himself look innocent. An approach.
Hi, yo. I miss you so much, honestly. I really do. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm sorry for contacting Jesse and all of that stuff. I regret ever doing that. I'm sorry for doing that, and I feel like I ruined your life now, and I'm so sorry.
That did convince some people. So just so we're on the same page, Sherry never lied about the explicit messages or their relationship. The only falsehood was pretending to forgive Cyrus. This undermines Cyrus's main defense, since he was fully aware that the apology was fake for at least 3 days before releasing his video. While me, Clancy, proving these details without Cherry's direct confirmation is challenging, YouTuber Wifiskeleton, who actually made his own video covering the situation, managed to reach out to Cherry to verify this information further.
I did the most logical thing and got in contact with Cherry. Now, I recently reached out via Instagram and I asked her to confirm some things Jess and Cyrus said. With that, I'll be reading you the chat now. Hey, I got your Instagram from Jess, and I just wanted to ask a few questions to just verify things about the Cyrus situation. I'm a YouTuber, and I saw that Cyrus kinda got away with the things he did, so I'm making a video about the whole thing. The script's almost done, just need to confirm some things.
Okay, what's up?
Did Jess tell you the lie about everything being fake in order to get on Cyrus's good side? Like, Cyrus told everyone everything was fake when in reality it was real, and you told him you lied to see what else he'd reveal?
Yeah, exactly.
Did Jess tell you the lie about anything back in January 2023?
No, the only thing she asked me to lie about was when we were trying to get more evidence on Cyrus and to get me on his good side.
Were you in this group chat planning to get on Cyrus's good side?
Yeah, like the one with Jesse and Anya?
Yeah, the one where you guys are planning to get on his good side. Are these your DMs? And did Cyrus use your fake apology and claims within these DMs to say he was innocent?
Yep.
These messages from Cherry confirmed the gay op theory.
These messages from Sherry confirmed that they did set up Cyrus. To clarify, there were no fabricated screenshots circling back in January. Jess only encouraged Sherry to lie about the matter much later, and only for the purpose of gathering more information from Cyrus, not to fake earlier evidence. So the original screenshots showing Cyrus's messages to Cherry were genuine. If the key claim underpinning Cyrus's innocence is now shown to be fabricated, it raises questions about what else in the video might have been misleading. In his response, Cyrus. Cyrus insisted he never messaged a 12-year-old, which is technically true. However, he did send explicit messages to Cherry when she was 13, allegedly. He tried to downplay this by saying that there was only a 3-year age gap between them, suggesting that it made it more acceptable. But this too doesn't hold up. During the research for his own video, Stormy independently verified the age details based on the evidence obtained, showing that Cyrus's age gap claim was also inaccurate.
So I asked around and I eventually received her ID, and according to this ID, their relationship would be an almost 4-year age gap, with Cherry's birthday being on July 2007 and Cyrus's birthday being on July 2003, age gap close. Meaning on paper, the 3-year age gap claim would only work for 2 weeks. But with that aside, this would mean Cyrus did send explicit messages to a middle schooler when he was 17.
Within a day of Stormy's video being uploaded, Cyrus would directly respond to Stormy's YouTube video with his own after reaching out in Twitter DMs to try to address the claims made. Cyrus's response video did have some parts that Stormy agreed with, but for the most part, Stormy didn't agree with much of it. First off, in Cyrus's video, he used a Discord screenshot of Cherry supposedly admitting she had lied about her age, trying to prove that she had been dishonest from the start.
This dated screenshot with the time and everything, which clearly comes from one little exposed Discord that they advertised about me, where you can clearly see Cherry or Bunny or whatever you want to call her casually admitting to lying about her age. The frustrating part is this YouTuber wanted to go back and forth on how, since it doesn't have her Discord username, oh, it can't be her. This was the first ever screenshot recorded proof of this girl's Discord account even existing. It's from January 25th, 2023, around 10:21 p.m. or some shit like that, Pacific time, and it was screenshotted by a guy named Stuya, or I Love Crack, who was literally against me at the time, peddling these allegations step by step. And I was even able to show the context that the screenshot was uncovered and sent to me in. And this dude just kept going, it doesn't have her Discord username. It doesn't have her Discord username. Oh, sorry, dude. Let me just fucking time travel real quick and tell Studio to lock the fuck in and screenshot every single detail of this girl's profile. This guy wanted to stretch the possibility that someone impersonated her so badly that he said, well, your video was released a day before this screenshot, so someone could have copied her Discord. My video was a black fucking screen. I didn't even say any names in the video. I wasn't even involved with Stuya or I Love Crack. I definitely wasn't in this exposed Discord. I was the last person that they would have let in there. So with that being said, there are two possibilities. Either Cherry saw this screenshot, thought the name was dope as fuck and stole it, or there's a time traveler out there that could somehow impersonate not only Cherry, but the entire surrounding Discord in this screenshot, which, surprise, surprise, you can actually gather a lot from. You can see the VC name set to Cyrus Win Miners, which nobody who's fucking with me enough to time travel to make this their fucking name would make this the VC name. And you can see her role coloring. I'm not sure if this exposed server is archived in other screenshots, but if it is, you'll see the color and name and dates, and it all lines up perfectly with her. This is clearly just her.
For context, just hours after Stormy's original video dropped, Cyrus reached out to clear up what he claimed were misunderstandings. During that conversation, he showed Stormy the screenshot and insisted it came directly from Cherry, arguing it proved she lied about her age. Stormy, however, pointed out that without the account handle, there was no way to trust the screenshot at face value. It could easily have been faked by a fan of Cyrus or by someone with a motive against Cherry. But without the user's handle, there was no reason to accept it as fact. On top of that, it didn't make sense for Cherry to say that in the first place, considering her explicit messages with Cyrus had leaked over 15 hours before the supposed screenshot was ever taken, which would have made her look like a liar immediately. It just didn't add up.
This conversation was basically him showing me the screen.
For the age part, this is actually false. According to Griffith, he clarifies that when you were talking to a 12-year-old
Shot and telling me that this was from Cherry and that she lied about her age. However, I went on to say that since I do not have the ad for this user, I cannot take this at face value. Later going on to say it could be easily faked by either someone that was a fan of his or someone who knew Cherry's name and was against her for some reason, I don't know. Cyrus saying, actually, I don't have the app because I don't have a time machine is a non-argument. Due to the fact that I do not have her at, I cannot take his statements as fact. Not only that, but it wouldn't make any sense for Cherry to say this, as her explicit messages from Cyrus leaked more than 15 hours before this supposed screenshot was even taken. This would basically make her look like a liar immediately straight off the bat. It just doesn't like align at all.
Even entertaining Cyrus's claim for argument's sake, Stormy thought it was still suspicious that there was no concrete evidence behind it. Later, he received a screen recording of the original message and discovered that Cherry hadn't actually confessed to lying about her age. She had just copied and pasted someone's alleged experience with Cyrus. So the message wasn't even her
That's my birthday game.
own statement. In other words, ignoring the missing Discord handle for a moment, Cyrus had used an out-of-context snippet as a key piece of evidence during his defense and expected people to buy it. And a lot of people did. If Cyrus genuinely hadn't realized this, it only proves Stormy's point about why relying solely on screenshots is unreliable. They can be taken out of context or misused.
Or like really like, what's the word I would say? Basically reworded and stuff, and maybe taken from other people's stuff. I don't know, man. Tired.
Within a week of Stormy's upload, another user, Domino Burner, publicly called Cyrus out on this. In response, Cyrus posted in his Discord server claiming it didn't matter
Why the fuck is it a fucking girl with big? Never mind.
because the only thing that had changed was that now he didn't have any proof Cherry lied about her age. To Stormy, this absolutely did matter because it was the backbone of Cyrus's argument for his innocence. Stormy claimed that even if Cherry did lie about her age, there should be evidence showing that she said she was 15 multiple times in 2022, which there is. Stormy actually sent these screenshots to Cyrus, but he then brushed it off, saying he didn't really use Twitter at the time. Of course, Stormy couldn't quite verify that, so he didn't take it at face value, which I gotta say, Stormy has been consistent with not taking things at face value. Still, if Cyrus was talking to Cherry frequently back then, it seems strange he wouldn't have been aware of her posts elsewhere.
Hopefully, there would be like screenshots where she repeatedly said multiple times in 2022 that she was 15. Oh wait, there are. I sent these screenshots to Cyrus, and he just said that he didn't really have Twitter at the time or didn't really use it. I cannot confirm this, so again, I cannot take this at face value. But if you were talking to this girl a lot at the time, wouldn't you just like, I don't know, be aware of their like social media? It's like kind of weird, I don't know.
Cyrus also claimed that some anonymous woman that he knew used old middle school photos and stories about him, such as the baby Bink photo, to spread false rumors about him. I want to note too that Stormy didn't approve of any of the gay ops / setups that did occur. In the end, Stormy's response video demonstrated that Cyrus's so-called evidence was most likely out of context snippets designed to make him look innocent.
God, and there's this girl that I used to talk to that's a little bit older than me as well, who also piggybacked onto the allegations and called me a pedophile and said that I groomed her. Like, girl, you're older than me for one, and for two, my entire introduction to people being sexual online and sending you photos was through this girl that was older than me. Do you know how much a kick in the fucking face that is, man? It's bad enough she's older than me. It's bad enough that she's leaking all these photos of me from middle school, but then she's accusing me of being some fucking like predator towards her. Bitch, you were the predator to me. I didn't even know that you could fucking take pictures of your ass and send them to niggas online. Never crossed my mind until I met you.
What?
And if you're listening to this and you're the girl that I'm talking about, can you please delete the photos of me that you have from when I was in middle school? That shit is freaky as fuck.
Now, I want to make it clear, I don't really support or encourage what those girls did, frankly. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to mention that no matter what I say, there will be people that still support them with the, with this song on TikTok blowing up right now, which I'll admit, kind of a banger, I know.
Stormy never wanted to label Cyrus as a predator just for views. He simply found that Cherry's account made the most logical sense when lined up with the available proof at the time. Stormy actually says that he initially wanted to see Cyrus cleared and come back stronger. The first draft of Stormy's video actually leaned in Cyrus's favor. As we know it, this would be the end of Cyrus' allegations. At this point, fans would choose what they wanted to believe, either being on his side or not. One comment under Cyrus's video says, "Cyrus, I believe you. I'm really sorry you had to go through all this bullshit. You don't deserve this at all. No one should have to deal with false accusations, especially when it can ruin their life. People like that are the reason why actual victims are afraid to speak out about what happened to them. It's so effed up. I hate liars. You've got my support through this difficult time. Feel free to let me know if you need anything." Poncho commented on Stormy's video, "I am not defending Cyrus or what he did." As he transitioned from YouTuber to musician, first under the names Fuck Psy and Star67, then ultimately Wifiskeleton in 2022, his recordings became a raw emotional outlet. The transition marked a turning point. No longer simply making YouTube videos, he began pouring his own emotional wounds into lo-fi and experimental tracks. He formed the collective Goth Angels alongside artists like Keep Secrets and Witchbox, a creative alliance steeped in
Who?
digital age, melancholy, and DIY ethos. This creative evolution culminated in the release of Suburban Daredevil on October 22nd, 2024, a 12-track mixtape spanning just 15 minutes. The work captured the mood of a generation alienated and haunted by past trauma. Led by the chilling single, Nope, You're Too Late, I Already Died, the album's emotional gravity was amplified when the song erupted on TikTok in early 2025. The track climbed its way onto the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at 91, and became a posthumous anthem for anxious youth. In the months following, Wifiskeleton's output revealed a disturbing obliqueness. I think it's funny to note that he leaned into MLP aesthetics, which is funny given his previous disdain for that community.
This dude's pushing 30, has a My Little Pony girl collection, and this motherfucker just said meme-tastic. Time for a little game show. All right, roll the Jeopardy music. Do you guys think that this guy is going to get bitches tonight? A, no. B, fuck no.
I've been getting back into biking recently. I was out of it for a while because I was on my bike and I got hit by this truck. Shit was fucking crazy. Oh, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, really, my bike took most of the damage, honestly. Wifiskeleton, making music with cats and ponies, and I'm from Atlanta. I picked up alternative rock music around like 2019 when I was 16 years old with a couple of my homies, and then I dropped out of that sphere for a good while. Came back to it in like 2023.
Why the fuck did this nigga look like Ken Carson if he was fat, bro?
Early on, when I probably had like maybe like 1,000 or so fans, I had dropped inside of the Discord that I was leaving some stuff behind inside of my old house. One of the fans got in contact with me and drove out 6 hours to go to my old house and get my old guitar, and that was fucking crazy. Really wake up, lounge around, make music, get on Discord. That's about it. I don't really do much. Sometimes go on bike rides.
Oh God.
On 2008, a track from his final album, Pony, released on April 18th, 2025, just 17 days before his death, he sings, "You claim that I do these things I didn't. How would you like it if it happened to you?" The words hint at deep frustration over allegations that shadowed his public life. But it's also on the same album that his vulnerability shows. In the song Famous, he confronts the hollowness of success with anguished confusion, singing, quote, "If I get famous, I'll still want to die. Man, I hate my effing life. It won't get better. And I tried my best, but still feel like I'm not. Therapist makes me feel stupid and I can't do nothing right. I guess that's it." It seems that Wi-Fi's tapping into legacy ruins right here, mental health struggles that predate any spotlight. The lyric maybe encapsulates a haunting paradox, the idea that visibility would cure him, yet he remained undone despite or because of it, but that's just speculation. The title track, Suburban Daredevil, also chillingly reads, "I know I'm lucky if I'll ever make it to 22. The release of Pony on April 18th,
Why they sound like some Juice WRLD type of lyrics, bro?
2025 seemed to mark a final reckoning with grief, self-hatred, and resentment. The album's hyperpop and Sigilcore textures carried the weight of authenticity, unfiltered, broken down, almost too raw for a world that thrives on performative resilience. Tragically, on May 5th, 2025,
This is serious. Please don't be disrespectful at everyone. Me and a few others are informed this morning Skeleton died. He was found already cold when the police and medics arrived. This is not a joke, so I'm so sorry, everyone.
Matchbox, his collaborator and close friend, announced on Discord that Jeremiah had been found unresponsive, an apparent overdose cutting his life short. The shock was magnified by his chilling Instagram live that aired just hours prior, where he grimly declared that "I'm going to overdose and kill myself," only to say that it was a joke. Friends and collaborators Ice Mop, Bumpkin, and iMessage actually got on Instagram Live and pretty much argued about the entire situation. From what we know about the whole situation, Ice Mop was the one that actually came back and found Wi-Fi unresponsive. Ice Mop claimed that he used to hide the drugs from Wi-Fi, recognizing his issues with them, yet iMessage would argue on the point on why they were doing drugs together, with Bumpkin chiming in and giving his 2 cents on the situation.
I said
So the moment he hangs out with you guys, all of a sudden he wants to do Zans. All of a sudden he wants to do drink. All of a sudden.
all of a sudden,
weight-
here,
the-
let me
the-
give the phone to Bumpkin. Bumpkin can explain.
Yo, Scott, let me talk to you because you be thinking you know shit. Yo, I got a question, bro. So when a nigga buys Zans and he really wants to do them because he wanted to do Zans, if you actually knew that nigga, you would know he's been talking about it for a while now, doing Zans. What would you do if that nigga bought the Zans and they showed up? What would you do with them?
I will throw them away, bro.
Right. So wait, no, pause. So if he buys more, what would you do with them?
Throw them away.
Right. So and if he buys more, what would you do with them?
Throw them away. One thing I wouldn't
You
do, I
know,
wouldn't have them.
eventually, like while he's buying them Zans, he's just gonna fucking do them instead of letting you throw them away.
But I wouldn't pass the bag to him like I smelled it yesterday.
Pass them back.
Yerski wasn't VC, bro. I can get Yerski and Ludacris in here. Yesterday we were on call with him. Scale asked Ice Mop to pass him the bag, and Ice Mop passed him the bag.
Yeah, that's cold. I'm glad y'all was on Caldum, but Ice Mob also was doing drugs. So, like, why would he not pass the drugs that this nigga bought to him?
Because he's saying that he was hiding the drugs in the toaster and he was smacking them out of his
Yeah,
hand. So how
niggas
is he?
were
How is
hiding
he?
the drugs. That's
How
my
is
fucking point.
how is
So
he hiding
that's
them
my
and passing
point.
them at the
Yo,
same time?
what?
What are you fucking talking about? If somebody hides drugs and then the nigga buys more, how are we gonna hide them in his face? See, you niggas are talking about how you was on call. What the fuck is you finna do on call? You don't even know shit on call. You just know the
What
nigga
the?
you're
I
talking
say
to.
I'm
So that shouldn't
hearing
even
the
make any
shit because
sense.
you niggas are lying. When y'all were passing them drugs, bro, so many people yesterday were on call with them, and each time they were on call, niggas heard that Ice Mob was passing them pills, bro. So like, you can't say you were hiding them on live and saying doing all this shit when you were passing it to them at the same time.
Okay, but that's the thing though. Two things can be true. He could
And
hide some
also,
and he could
iMessage was
pass
on
some
the
to
live.
others. Hold on, hold on,
iMessage was
hold
on the
on.
live, and he was saying that Killself told him an entirely different story.
I don't know nothing about that. All I know is the truth. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry. This is off topic. I just seen my homeboy put a warm honey bun on a strawberry ice cream bar and a bar of cereal with 2 brown sugar Pop Tarts, then added 10 grams of sugar. Huh?
I don't know nothing about that. All I know is the truth. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. Them niggas were doing drugs, as Skell does. Cause don't sit here and pretend like you didn't know Skell was doing drugs even in his own fucking home. You ain't tell him to stop. You ain't tell him to throw that
But
shit away.
never,
You ain't
never
tell him none
once,
of that shit.
bro.
No, you ain't tell
It
him no.
wasn't.
You ain't
No,
ever
no, no,
tell
no.
him to
It
stop.
wasn't.
No,
It
bro,
wasn't.
stop.
No, it
Stop.
wasn't
Cause you
until
ain't
he was in
ever told him to
Miami
stop
that he
doing
was
drugs
slurred
the day
out
he was.
every day. Every day he was in fucking Miami, he was slurring his words. Like what, bro?
Because of what? Because of what? Drugs? Exactly.
Yeah,
That's my
because he
point.
was around. Yeah,
He would
if
slur
he
his
didn't go to
nigga, he would
Miami,
slur
this
his
wouldn't have
words
happened.
on call too. That don't even make no fucking sense. What?
If he didn't go to Miami, none of this shit would ever happen.
Yeah,
How
we
is it that
just
he goes to
don't know if
Miami and
that's
then he
true because
dies,
that
bro?
nigga was looking for Zans everywhere. That's retarded. He just found him in Miami. That's so hindsight. That's so dumb. What are you fucking talking about? That nigga would have found Zans in Missouri eventually, but he was looking for Zans for all the whole fucking year. That shit don't
The
even make
whole
no damn
year, and
sense.
then he goes to Miami with Ice Mob and he finds them.
You think just because he popped out with Ice Mob was like, I know where all the drugs in Miami at. That nigga doesn't even live here.
Yeah, but
That's
Killstone,
fucking
Killstone was
retarded.
saying he lives
You're
there.
making it sound like he just walked in and found the Zans on Ice Mob. That shit's
I'm
dumb.
hearing different stories. I'm hearing shit from you. I'm hearing shit from
Yeah,
Ice
you're
Mob,
hearing a whole
and then
lot of
Killstone.
stories, right?
Yeah, from
Are you
all of
listening to
you,
niggas
from
that were
all of you.
here? Are
Yes,
you listening to niggas that were here?
Ice Mob, Killstone. Why is everyone telling a different
All
story?
right, listen to the one nigga that literally didn't touch a fucking Zan the whole trip, except to hide them bitches and to flush them. I'm telling you right now, him and Ice Mob and a few niggas with us did those Zans and drank that lean. Nobody tried to give him the Zans. Nobody tried to like put him onto some shit. It came to the house and he did them bitches with everybody else that did them. That's the only nigga that was on retarded shit because he had bought them, so he knew where the drugs was at, even if we hit him. Of course, he's gonna fucking buy more once we hide all of them and get some more. That shouldn't even be. That should be a fucking given.
I'm just saying that's a coincidence that the shit happens when he links up with y'all, bro.
It's
The
a
weakest like,
coincidence, but you already knew he was a druggie from jump. So what are you fucking talking about?
but
So basically, what I'm getting from this situation is basically he was like Juice World, right? Yeah. And like, hold on. Basically, he's they're like Juice World. Basically, Juice World's like a drug, like kind of like a junkie, if you would say, but he wasn't really. Well, he was, but like he would do like a lot of drugs. So basically, it's coming off like this dude tried to be like Juice World type stuff, you know?
never have I heard him that fucked up continuously in a like fucking rows,
My
bro.
nigga, you
Every day
hardly talked
he
to
was
him
in
as much as I
VC.
did. So what the fuck are you talking about? He was in
But
VC
like,
for
you
like
should've-
hours out of the day. There is 24 hours in a fucking day. You think when he's too like fucked up off Molly or some other shit that he's just gonna try to call you, Scott? He's not. He's gonna sit there
But
and
every
be fucked
time he
up off
was
them
in
drugs
VC
until
though,
he can call
in
somebody.
Miami, he was always every fucking day he was drugged out. Like what the fuck? Y'all, like you guys are bad fucking friends, bro.
I really don't give a fuck how you feel about that shit. I'm gonna be honest. If you think I'm a bad friend, that's cold. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you what it is. Like yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like you make it sound like we was just sitting there watching this nigga just pop bar after bar after bar after bar.
Bro, I don't want to say because, bro.
Like just tell me what it is, nigga. Tell me how it is. If you feel like that's
No,
what it
cause
was, that's what it.
no, where's iMessage? I don't want to leak shit.
No, keep it a band, bro. Because you already getting loud on live. You might as well just keep it a buck.
Because I don't want to leak with because I'm not trying to get iMessage involved.
Then
Because
why the
iMessage,
fuck
he
are you
said it
saying his
himself.
name in the first place?
Because there's shit that I know that iMessage said. That's why I want iMessage in here. But
Yeah,
iMessage
but
said, like,
iMessage isn't even in
Scale
the
is
spot. iMessage isn't even here. iMessage is at his crib online saying shit. He found out from a bitch that Ice Mop called. That's how he knows. He doesn't even know because Ice Mop called him. He found out from another bitch.
Hi, Bumpkin.
Yo, y'all niggas want the answer, bro? Here's how it went. Nigga did his hands. He did lean. He OD'd. Don't do a whole bunch of fucking drugs. That shit's for retards. You want to get lit? Get lit. But that nigga got too lit and he fucking died, bro. Rest in peace to my nigga Scale, man. Rest in peace. Look, y'all don't need no more explanation. Y'all don't need a reaction to shit. Y'all don't need this nigga Ice Mop to explain himself. Because I was all there. That's all they need, bro. That's all they need. They don't need shit else. Y'all don't need nothing else. Y'all didn't know him like that. Y'all liked his music. And I'm glad y'all fucked with it. Because he was a real nigga and he made some real shit. Y'all don't need to know nothing else. Get off that live, bro.
Now, what I'm about to show you right now, I don't really have any fuller commentary to give, but I do still think it's interesting to mention that Scale was actually in a Discord VC before he died, talking about the allegations, and he also brought up Pyro Cynical. I'll play the clip right here.
Then Pyro Cynical tried to groom me because he's a pedophile.
What?
What? No, I'm not trolling, bro. I'm not trolling. All that shit about Pyro is actually true. It be feeling like the niggas that's actually pedophiles. They just get to slip under the radar, and then they just expose niggas like me that didn't do shit.
No,
and then they let these real monsters roam around, bro.
Did you say anything? Did you say anything when he got exposed, bro? Like during that whole time?
No, I didn't say anything about it because I don't like getting involved in drama. I don't like getting involved in shit.
That makes sense.
So I've never talked about it publicly.
Bro,
but
are any of them chill?
He was trying to get me on that Discord furry shit with him. He wanted me to be a furry with him.
Bro, why didn't you?
And everybody that was around back then, like when we were all 13 years old, we knew Ivory, and we knew that he knew Pyro because he would never shut up about it because he loved Pyro, and they were secretly dating. But the whole thing is that Ivory was like 13 years old, bro. And then Pyro had fake when he got exposed. Yeah, fake being like, I didn't know their age. I didn't know their age. He was just lying though. He knew
internet when they get young, bro. I mean, like, once a nigga get an allegation, they just go to deny.
That's why I don't fuck with Pyro Cynical. I don't fuck with no YouTubers. All those YouTubers are fucking weird creeps, bro. And I'm so glad to be out of that scene.
And yeah, so I don't know what exactly to make of this clip. This could just be him trying to push blame onto somebody else, but it definitely seems interesting that this is the day before he died. It could be that he wanted to really get this off his chest before he thought about killing himself, but that is just speculation, and it really is all in the air if the overdose was accidental or if it was intentional. But if his music and lyrics are anything to go by, then it could be leaning on intentional. Fans and peers did flood social media platforms grieving.
This dude passed away on literally the same day that I was thinking about how his most popular song is literally a cry for help. Just makes me think, man, mental health is no joke. Like, that shit can happen to anybody. I really wish mental health was just as easy as saying, hey man, I hope you're okay. You'll get over it. You'll be all right. But unfortunately, it isn't just that. There's so much more to mental health than what it looks like on the outside. It doesn't matter if somebody's on top of the world or if they have a lot of followers or they're an upcoming artist. They can still struggle with all of these mental health issues. Rest in peace to Wifiskeleton, man. I really hope everybody watching this video stays up mentally.
One user wrote, Cyrus was mentally troubled and drug addicted while trying to defend himself. Hearing the Discord call with him and his accusers was so unproductive and mishandled that I don't know which side was more annoying to.
And like, it was mishandled the way, like, bro, like, I don't understand, bro. This is a wild situation I can't wrap my head around, not gonna lie.
Listen to. Having seen both sides of this argument, my main takeaway is that parents need to stop letting the internet raise their children. I don't really think anyone looks good coming out of this situation. He was my favorite YouTuber since I was 13, and his music is great, so I'm biased. But I can't shake the feeling that nothing will ever be clear about all of this, which for the most part, I kind of agree with this. This user pretty much summed up all of my thoughts in this comment. My synopsis is that Wifiskeleton's work was fractured by exposure, mental illness, and digitalized loneliness. He stood at the junction of internet subculture and personal personal agony, leaving behind a legacy that is frankly just questionable. But in the end, whether you believe the allegations or Wi-Fi's response, the story is still a tragic reflection of social media's double-edged presence. I'll let you be the judge. But this has been Clancy. Holla at your boy.
Yo, this whole thing was just wild. I didn't even know, bro, when to react to stuff, bro. It was just like crazy. I was letting the story just happen. But man, if you ever make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, man. It should be your boy Kyrie up next, man. And this is the end of part 2 and the final part. Peace.